As I get older, I find myself being more aware of how the people around me make me feel, of no longer taking up space in places I don't feel wanted, of embracing the attractiveness of simplicity, of having an understanding that most people are projecting, listening more to the way my nervous system responds, that the little things in life are in fact the big things. Hugs that last a little bit longer, a check-in text, that how my life feels will always win over how my life looks, that what I thought I once wanted no longer aligns. Oh, and that there is always room for kindness. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Epoxy Me That. How are you? I hope doing okay. And I want to thank you for showing up today. We are going to do a really big project today. And I had to save it for Friday's video because it is so big. So I started it at the end of last week. So here we are. We're going to make this beautiful word pray. Now this isn't going to be your ordinary stand-up letters. These are unique. I designed them in that way. So they're going to set like this. That's how they'll sit. The P and the Y will be laid down and the R and the A will be up. And they won't sit just straight like that. The P and the Y will curve out a little bit. And we're going to perch an angel or two up on the R, and we're going to put some wings on the A. Some intoresin handmade diamond crystal wings. Yes, that's why I ordered that mold. This is going to be for my sister. There were 4 of us. I had a brother, and he drowned. Then there was my oldest sister, which I lost 2 years ago. Then there's the middle sister, and then there's me. And my middle sister and I haven't talked in years. And we finally started talking again. And I am so excited about that. So I'm going to make this for her. Her favorite color is green. So we're going to use my Eye Candy Oogie Green and my Pearl X Apple Green with my Castin Craft White. And I'm going to try to make it look a little marbled with those colors. I hope I can achieve that. I really don't want my white to get heavy and start diving to the front of the mold. So I really need to be careful with that. And where'd my little mold go? My little angel right here, we're going to, she has a flower halo around her head. We're going to do that in this green right here, so she kind of matches. And then her wings will be gold. This came from the Dollar Tree. It's a chrome eyeshadow powder. So we're going to try it out. I found them in 4 different colors. Right here. And I did swatch them for you all. I don't know if you'll see it before this video or after this video, but you will see it. So I'm going to get some resin poured and we're going to get started. Laura from Laura's Art Corner sent me this silicone cup here. It says Happy Holidays from Laura's Art Corner. Isn't that cute? She's got the cutest little stickers. So we're going to use it because we're going to need a really big cup to pour all of our letters. And I know you can do the little rice trick. I know you can do all kind of little tricks, but I don't have time for that. So this is what I do. I'm going to take my P right here, and I get my cup. And I'm going to take my alcohol, and I'm going to pour. Now this alcohol bottle right here, I don't use this for nothing but pouring and measuring. That's it. It stays in my closet on the top shelf. It's only for seeing how much I need in a mold. And the reason why is because sometimes my molds might have dust or hair or something in them. And then I pour it back in here and I can't reuse that, spritzing it in my projects. So that's why I use it strictly for this. if you are going to measure your pieces this way, you will need to add a little bit more resin to your measurements, because alcohol will not measure directly. It won't give you a proper measurement, but it will get very close to it. So I just add a little bit more epoxy, and I hit dead on every time. But I do this a lot, so I'm very used to it. And this is just my fast, quick way of measuring how much epoxy I need. That way I don't have to put rice in my molds, clean the rice out, or there's a bunch of different ways out there people measure. But this is my way. Okay, we've got, our cup is ice skating. Whee! We've got 12 ounces. So I'm going to pour 14. And let's see how much we are missing or over. Won't that be fun? I got my big old cup of resin. I went ahead and poured 16 ounces. That's 8 of A and 8 of B, because I forgot that I need to pour my wings and we need to pour our angel. Now I know we're going to have more resin than we need, so don't go by my little weighing of the resin, because I know I'm going to have more because of pouring these. So, all right. The one thing we know is we'll have enough resin, won't we? Now what I want to do first is I want to separate my colors out. We're going to go ahead and put to the side our resin for our wings. And I'm just going to have to guesstimate on it. Let's see here. I'm going to do about, I guess, that much. That looks like that'll fill those, won't it? Maybe we'll put a little bit more, just to be on the safe side. Okay. They're not that deep, so we got extra in there. Now, I want those bubbles to come on up to the top and pop. So, I really want the resin to mainly be clear. But I'm going to add a tiny pinch of mother of pearl. So, I'm going to take a little pinch. Just a pinch. And then we're going to go ahead and stir that up. And then we're going to let those bubbles rise onto the top. Really, I'm going to go ahead and just go put this in my Resiners Airless Pro Bubble Remover machine, because it is going in this crystal diamond mold. Most of what I need is going to be the apple green. So let's go ahead and I'm going to stop right there. I'm trying to hurry up so all that resin don't sit in that cup and flash cure. So I'm going to get 2 scoops and get it stirred up. Let me get my mask on. Okay. I don't want that mica coming up and getting in my lungs. That is one beautiful green, isn't it? So pretty. And you don't have to worry about Pearl X micas lumping up. Alright. Let's do about that much. I'm just guesstimating here, my friends. I have no idea how much I need of everything. I know I'm going to need more than that, though. Let's just get the smaller ones done. We only need a little bit of the white casting craft and a little bit of the Uji green. So I'm going to do my white in here. Yep, that's going to be enough. And then I'm going to put my Uji green in here because I definitely don't need a lot of that. If we use a lot of the Uji green, what's going to happen is it's going to turn it army green. And we definitely don't want army green going on in here and taking over. So, the rest of this is going to be in this cup. Go ahead and get it stirred up. Getting the sides of that cup scraped. Okay, we definitely don't need to be leaving that in there long. Let's get our Uji green. I keep wanting to say Fuji. It's Uji. And I'm just going to get a little bit on the stick there. Get that stirred up. This is a beautiful green. Beautiful. It is transparent. I need to go get that resin out of my Airless Pro Bubble Remover machine. We'll go ahead and pour those wings right quick. Let me get this stirred up. That's my casting craft. I'm just going to put that much. Casting craft is very concentrated, very heavy, very opaque. But what I like about casting craft is you can make it light or you can have it really opaque. I'm going to put a little bit more in. Look at how beautiful that is. Definitely mother of pearl in that cup. So we're going to go ahead and pour these right quick. I need to move fast because I got a whole cup of resin sitting right there with that green in it. We can't spritz any alcohol in this because it's one of the handmade crystal molds. I knew I was going to pour too much, but I'd rather have enough than not enough. Because once you have a color mixed up like this, you don't want to be adding more resin to it because you got to get the color the exact same as that, or you risk them looking different. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to move this over. Now we're going to spritz some alcohol in our mold and get this apple green poured. We need to get it poured fast because it's a lot of resin sitting in that cup. I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir in case we have anything sitting on the bottom. We shouldn't, but. And I'm going to fill my letters up about 70% of the way. About right there. I might have to mix up some more. Yep, we're going to need some more of this. Yep, yep. But I did get pretty close. Okay, I'm going to stay on the inside with this white. I forgot, we can pour our little angel here with this white. I just need to put some green in its little thing there and paint the wings. So I need to do that really quick. But let me put some resin on the turner right quick for that, and then I'll be back. Alright, I'm going to take this green right here, and I'm going to get a really thin brush. I'm going to pull that out so I can try to hold it out. There we go. Now we're going to go in with this chrome powder that I got from my local Dollar Tree. And we're going to brush in those beautiful wings. And then this angel has like a little sash or something on it. So we'll brush that in too. There we go. Now our epoxy's ready. Now I'm going to spritz a little bit of alcohol down here. And then I'm going to take this resin and drizzle it in there. And then I'm going to check and make sure we don't have any bubbles. Okay, now I'm not going to fill it up because that gold will be in the back of the angel, and the angel's going to be perched up on that R. So I'm going to leave enough room to pour another layer on there. Now I'm going to take my heat gun and run it through there right quick and pop any surface bubbles, and then we're going to pour the rest of this resin. I mixed it up, got it ready. I'm going to re-pour these letters. I don't like them. I can tell. Yep, I wanted more green and some of the white to show. And it didn't. I'm going to do something with these letters, but it won't be for her. I'll fix them up and do something with them. This letter A right here. Looks a little funny through there. Just a tiny little dip due to the mold. So I'm going to have to remember that on the A. I like how you can see the green from the side though. That's pretty. But the white is totally washed out. It's a little bit on the back through there. I mean, that's where I wanted it. but I wanted it to come down a little bit. And there's the P. So now I'm going to pour them again. I filled my letter R up to see how much it's going to hold. Now, you don't pack the rice down. You just add the rice until it fills up, and you just kind of jiggle it. Jiggle it just a little bit, and then it just evens out. And then we're going to pour it into this cup. But if I was to lift it up and pour it in there, I might lose some rice. Let's see. Four ounces. Now we got to go wash our mold out. That's why I don't like doing the rice thing, because then you have to wait for the mold to dry and all of that. So we're going to write 4 ounces. So now I'm just going to empty that in there and go wash my mold. Oh my word. It is snow everywhere. Woo! It's cold, cold, cold. Cold, cold, cold. Woo. Let's go ahead and demold our wings in case we have to make any changes to them. In case we don't like the way they turn out. Oh my goodness. I think these are going to be beautiful. Oh goodness. Look at that. Oh, they're so pretty. I am in love. Love, love, love. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. But we are going to lose some of the crystals here, which is fine, but we must. I have to sand this right here so we can make it flat so it will fit on the letter. They're still a little soft. I've over poured a little on this one. Those are beautiful. Yeah, I need to clean it up around the edges there. There's like a, looks like a flower right there on that one. But the other one's not that way. They're both a little different. Making some angels here because I don't know how I want the layout to be. Y'all know how I do it. I make a bunch of different castings and then we pick what we like the best. But look at this angel. That looks creepy. So we're not going to be using that one. But I did remake it right here. And I liked this color angel. I used my iridescent iris by Recollections instead of my casting craft. So which one do you like the best? I don't know. I don't know which one I like the best. So I poured some different ones. I poured another one of these. It's the same as, or it should be, the same as this one. In case we might want to perch this one up on this side and that one up on that side like they're chatting with each other. And then I thought maybe this one could go in between the loop and the P. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'm going to try to get it right there in that loop. Where the P is at, the little circle. But I might have to redo it because we want it to be soft so we can squeeze it in there and let it cure. So I may have to redo that one. And then we have this one. And this one also might fit in there in that P. So I'm not sure which one will go in there. But we have several options here. And I did do all of these with the iridescent iris. And then I made this one right here. I don't know if we'll use it or not. But I made it. I love that angel. It's so beautiful. And then here's this one, but no green eyes this time. I don't know which color I like the best in the angels. I love that beautiful white. But I don't know. That's looking pretty too. So I'm torn between the two. All right, that's it. I'm going to go get my resin out of the Resiner's bubble remover machine. And then we're going to pour the clear in. Most of this one's going to be on super speed mode because the video is going to be too long if I talk and walk through this one as well. So we're going to spritz some alcohol in the letters to help with the bubbles not forming. And then I'm going to pour the clear epoxy. And then we're going to go ahead and go in with some color after this cures. I'm not sure how long I'll let it cure before I go in with the color, but I'll let you know how long I did let it sit. Okay, let's go ahead and demold these for the second time. I hope they turned out. I would sure hate to do them again, but I will. Y'all know I will. Oh, we got the crackle effect. And I like how the side view we have. And I love the back. I'm trying to be careful with my letters here, because I just purchased them and I want them to last a little while. I'm thinking about making my own molds of these. Oh, that turned out pretty. Yep, I think we're going to get the crackle effect on all of them. Pretty sure that's what we're going to get. But my sister will love that. She asked me what I'd been up to when we was talking on the phone, and I told her, well, I have a YouTube channel, and I am into resin art. She didn't know what that was. So, she's gonna have a fit over these. She really is. She's not a glitter girl like I am, but she's really gonna enjoy these. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that green we got right there. You see it? It's just by itself right there. That turned out really pretty. Wow. And I wanted them to be different. Remember, I said I wanted all of them to be different. So, I tried to pour them in crazy ways to kind of get them a little different. Oh, that one turned out cute too. Look, we got the green here, here, and here. Yes, I love these. I love these, yes. The other ones just seemed really plain, and I wanted it to be a little more wow than subtle. And here's our first ones. There's this one of my sisters at church. Her name's Carissa. And she has the age group of like 9 to maybe 7 to 11 age group or something like that. So I'm thinking about letting her have these to put in her classroom. I'm not going to doll them up, fancy them up or anything. I'm just going to give them to her like this, and she can put them in there. I think that's what I'm going to do with those. I went and got my tray that I'm keeping everything from this project on. So we've got all of our angels here. And of course our wings. But I think I'm going to have to remake whichever one we put in the P, because it's too cured now, I think, to maybe fit in there. Let's see. Uh-oh, I might get it in there, you guys. I got it in there. Look at that. Okay, so that's that. I was so afraid I wasn't going to get that in there. I'm so excited that happened. Look at that. Okay. Let's see here. I don't want to make it gaudy. And yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm really thinking that I might leave the Y with nothing on it. But we'll see. We'll see what we got left over and what we think. So, oh, I wanted to show y'all. I found these big trays right here at my local Goodwill store. They only had 4 of them. And I paid $2 and something for them. But I have this rack. And I put them on this rack. And I like to put my projects on them that I'm working on my recent projects. So it keeps everything together. It keeps it flat, and nothing can get on it. And here's the rack. And there's also a slide out one below it. Those slats, they slide out on the one on the bottom. But I absolutely love those. Okay, let's see here. The R and the A is going to be standing like that. We are putting the wings on the A here. Like that. Let's see here. I wonder if I could do them like that. That might be cute. What do you think? Should I do it like that? Yeah, I think that's the best bet, because if I do it like that, then it just makes it look real big. I don't know. I mean, I do want my A to be the focal point of the whole piece because it's got the wings on it, right? I'm going to show y'all the scratch that's on the R. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's right here. Can you see it? That's the scratch. There we go. You can see it now. Right there. See it? It's in the light. It's pretty big. But that's one of the discrepancies on the mold. Someone was telling me to cast these in mixed mold and make your mold. But that would make it matte. So whoever said that, could you explain that a little bit more to me? Because I definitely want to make my letters, make my own molds of my letters, so I don't have to deal with this. So whoever said that, I hope you're watching so you can kind of explain that a little bit more to me. So now we need to, you see I've already snipped this one so our angel could sit down. There's this little piece right there. See it? It's not on this one because I've clipped it off already. So now we need to clip this one off so it can sit down. So what I did was I just went right through here. And then up through here. Have to be careful so you don't get the angel's foot though. Man, I should have cut this off right after it came out of the mold. That's a really clean cut there. And it's going to be sitting down so you won't see that roughness on the leg. Let's just make sure that's even. I might have to sand it a little bit. Because we want him to be able to sit down. Like that. Oh, we got to cut that one off too. But I was thinking about putting this one on that side, but that's not going to work because would you look at that? That little bitty one sits right there in that Y. Look at that. I think we're going to have to leave that there. I was not going to put anything in that Y, but that fits in there perfectly. Look at that. And it looks like it's supposed to be there. You see how it's leaning down this way? Oh my word, that has to go there. It was meant to go there. Absolutely. Definitely meant to go there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I sound muffled because I have a mask on. But I'm going to go ahead and take my nail drill here. And I'm going to go over the edges of my letters on the back. So I turn my drill up to about 27. And then just drill the edges. I have went ahead and sanded the front of these so they are scuffed up, buffed up, and ready to hold on to the tabletop coat that we're about to put on now. This is the Bond Crafter tabletop epoxy resin. It's what I like to use when I'm top coating. You can also use your regular resin for top coating, but if it's going to be used like coasters where it needs to be heat protected and something that someone's going to be using a lot, I would use tabletop epoxy. I'm just going to go ahead and use the tabletop on this. Otherwise, I would just do my regular Bond Crafter epoxy resin on these because they're just going to set up and be looked at. But I have tabletop epoxy resin, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I've already ran it through my Resner's Airless Pro Bubble Remover machine. So now we're ready to go ahead and pour it on here and top coat these letters. And I'm going to put you on a time lapse while I do that. I'll do one letter with you. So I'm just going to scoot you down. And I'll do this letter right here with you. And then the rest I'll do on a time lapse. So I'm just going to pour some of the resin. And you don't want to pour it fast because you don't want it breaking the surface tension. Because if it does break the surface tension, it's going to continue to do that. And you'll have to babysit it until it thickens up. And we don't want to do that. So we're going to move real slow. And if we need to add some more resin on here, then we will. But we're just going to go ahead and walk it out so that we can see if we need some more. So I'm just going to get it close to that edge there and then let it go ahead and do the rest of the work because it will find the edge. Okay, we're going to need some more down here. Okay, I'm going to let it sit there a minute and level out, and then we'll see what we've got. And I'm going to move on to the next letter. All right, I'm finished. So now I'm just going to run my heat gun through these letters. And I'm not spritzing them with alcohol just yet because I don't want them breaking the surface tension. So I'm going to go ahead and cover them. And then I'll meet you back when they're fully cured. See you later. I have these just like I want them, but I am battling with one angel. And it's right there. I'm not sure if I like that. If you look on its feet, they look, I don't know. Something ain't right about the legs. He looks a little too scrunched in there. I don't know. I thought about taking him out and sanding around his legs a little. I don't know. But I do like that one leaned up against the P. So I think I might switch that one out for that one. So then you move on over to the R, and I'm going to go with that angel right there, perched up on the R. Move over to the A, and our wings right there are going on the A. Then move over to the Y, and I'm going to use the angel right there, and then this one sitting right there. I think I like that look. It looks really pretty. It doesn't look like it's too much. They don't look too crowded. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with. I wish I could get you all's opinion on this, but I gotta move. I gotta move on. We could go ahead and take this one out. I'm going to push him out from the back because I don't want to mess up my dome. My beautiful, beautiful dome. See, the legs look funny. I don't know. I'm going to take my 5-minute epoxy adhesive and I'm going to mix part A and B together on this little card right here. Gonna go ahead and put some glue on this angel. And then we're gonna go ahead and put some on this one. And then this one, and I've already sanded the bottom of all of these so they will have some grit on them. All right, we have the wings left and then this one left. So I'm going to have to hold this one for 5 minutes because I can't clamp it. So I'm going to hold it with my fingers for 5 minutes until it has glued on there. Gonna need quite a bit more of the glue, so I put a lot more on here for the wings. So I'm gonna get it mixed up. Okay, I flipped them over. I made the adjustment that I needed to make. So now we wait. Now I'm going to take one of my name tags. But this is how I like to do mine. I just take my name tag. I just put it somewhere on my piece, which is going to be on this one. And then I like to take some UV resin. Sometimes I do it with 2-part epoxy, but I'm just going to take some UV resin here, and I like to put it in a UV resin bubble. It's just my signature way that I like to do it. And then I cure it up. I'm going to hold it while it cures so it don't go everywhere. Okay, the light went off, and I'm using a Let's Resin lamp. This is my favorite lamp to use because I can carry it anywhere. I charge it right here, and I can carry it anywhere, and it extends out. So yeah, this is my favorite curing lamp for UV resin. I will link it in my description box in case anyone's interested. I did use my Bond Crafter UV resin to put my little bubble on there with my name in it. And that's just my signature style, how I like to do it. And also, Bond Crafter sent me some more UV resin. And I want to show you what you get in this kit. This is the hard type, 500 grams. And you can use my discount to save you some money. But they have a nice little kit here with their UV resin. You get these little cups. You get some glitters, different kinds of glitters. You get one of these silicone mats. You get a mold. This is a nice starter mold. If you're just starting out with UV resin or you're a beginner, this is a very, very nice starter mold. And then you get your big jug of UV resin. And this UV resin is fabulous. I love it. You also get your instruction manual. You get some flowers. And then you get this little thing right here that punctures the seal for you. And you get some lollies, some lolly sticks. So that is a nice kit right there with everything that you get. So thank you, Bond Crafter, for making sure that I have more UV resin to use. I was almost out. You was right on time. Thank you so much. Are y'all ready for this? Are you ready for this cuteness overload? Here we go. I think this turned out so beautiful. So beautiful. And these wings right here came from intoresin. And I do have a discount code in my description box if you'd like to use it to save some money while you're shopping at intoresin. But I love this. It turned out so, so beautiful. And I think my sister's going to absolutely love it. I also make the smaller version of these. If you don't like this bigger version, I make the smaller version as well. And I am working on a new way to make these. And if I can pull it off, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So be on the lookout for that video. I am in the process of working on it. So it will be one of my upcoming videos. And let me know what you think about this. Is this something that you would set out in your home, buy for your home to set out and look at? I'm going to be working on some more sets of these to try to get some in my shop. Because every time I make them, they fly. I don't keep them. As soon as someone sees me creating them in a video, they're gone. And you can see the back of these at the end of my video, because I'm going to put them on my turner and give you the glamour shots of them. So, yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm always open for suggestions. And I'm open to constructive criticism, as long as you keep it respectful. And it's about that time, my friends, for a sweet goodbye. And I will see you in the next video. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.